BRIT Laura Plummer collapsed in court yesterday after being thrown in the dock like a dog over painkillers found in her suitcase. The stunned 33-year-old, from Hull, thought she was going to be freed but was instead sentenced to 3 years in the notorious hellhole Keener prison. Laura, 33, escaped the death penalty for carrying painkillers in her luggage at the start of a holiday, but was told she would still be locked up. She slumped to the floor after she was handed the sentence yesterday and sobbed, "They've got it wrong." Now, her devastated family say they fear they'll never get her home as the Foreign Office make attempts to move the shop worker to Cairo. Trembling Laura escaped the death penalty after being found with 290 tramadol pills in her suitcase at Hurghada airport in Egypt in October, but was told she would still be locked up. Last night she was moved to a police holding cell next to the court in Port Town Safago and told she will be transferred within days to a jail 150 miles away. What we know so far: Laura Plummer, 33, from Hull, was arrested at Hurghada International Airport in Egypt on suspicion of trafficking drugs after 290 tramadol tablets were found in her suitcase on October 9. There, shop worker claimed she was transporting the pills for her Egyptian husband Omar Kabu, who she met 18 months ago at the Red Sea holiday resort in Hurghada where he works. She said she was unaware the tablets, which are legal prescription-only painkillers in the UK, were banned in Egypt because addicts use it as a heroin substitute. Laura was due to stand trial on Christmas Day, but it was adjourned after a mix-up by her interpreter saw her accidentally plead guilty. She stood trial on Boxing Day with a new interpreter but was jailed for 3 years and transferred to the notorious Keener prison in Egypt. Laura's mum Roberta, 63, was in court with Laura's Egyptian husband, entertainment's rep Omar Abdelaziz Mohammed Saad. Customs officials found 290 tramadol tablets in her suitcase and refused to believe they were to help treat back pain suffered by her Egyptian husband, Omar Abdelaziz Mohammed Saad. Right, she told mum Roberta Sinclair after the verdict, "I thought I was going to be freed. I thought this was the end. Everyone was saying how strong my case was and that it was only a matter of time. How can this be happening? I can't do 3 years here. I'm so frightened. I haven't done anything wrong." Roberta, 63, was in court with Laura's Egyptian husband, entertainment's rep Omar Abdelaziz Mohammed Saad, 33. Laura Plummer's family say she's on the verge of breakdown after 3-year sentence in Egypt. Laura claims she was just being daft by carrying the pills. The 33-year Brit faces a transfer to a bleak Egyptian prison 150 miles from where she's currently being held. She said, "The mood was so positive. We were joking and laughing. We thought she'd be freed. Then the judge came back and read out the verdict. Laura could hardly stand. She kept saying, 'It can't be right, they've got it wrong.'" Her sister Jane Sinclair, 40, told The Mirror, "Now the real hell will begin. I will be astounded if we ever get her home. It's terrifying." Jane Sinclair, left, pictured with Laura and sister Rachel, fears the 33-year-old will die in jail. Laura Plummer was jailed for 3 years today. Laura was held on October 9 as she flew into Red Sea Resort Hurghada for a trip to see Omar. She added, "Mum said they threw her in a cage in the courtroom like a dog." Jane also said her sister was a target because she was a foreigner, claiming that the young woman had already been kicked until the cell leader finally started watching her. The sentencing followed farcical scenes in court on Christmas Day when an interpreter wrongly entered a guilty plea on Laura's behalf before the case was finally adjourned. Laura, from Hull, was held on October 9 as she flew into Red Sea Resort Hurghada for a trip to see Omar. Customs officials found 290 tramadol tablets in her suitcase and refused to believe they were for her husband's back pain. Her lawyer, Mohammed Othman, said Laura had no intention of selling the drugs. The Brits legal team were confident her case had been transformed after the Sun tracked down evidence which proved she was telling the truth. Yet Laura is now set to be moved to Kenya, where she will be held in a cell with no bed and just a blanket to sleep on. Laura faces doing her time in a crowded Egyptian jail cell. Her lawyer Mohammed Osman has launched an appeal, but it will not be heard for at least 60 days. Labour MP Carl Turner said, "I am hopeful that good sense will eventually prevail." Google Doodle pays tribute to legendary actress Marlene Dietrich. Rihanna's heartbreak for cousin, shot dead after they celebrated Christmas. New Europe terror fears with 300 BRIT ISIS fanatics on loose in Turkey. North Korea's Kim to launch new satellite rocket, which is new. In disguise, ISIS orders lone wolf attackers to wreak havoc at Christmas and New Year's parties. All you need to know about the Euro Millions draw and your chances of winning. This is a damning indictment of the Egyptian authorities in that good sense and fairness certainly hasn't prevailed. This is a decent woman who has made a terrible mistake. She shouldn't be incarcerated in any prison, never mind an Egyptian prison. Lawyer Mr. Osman said. She was originally facing the death penalty, possibly 25 years. To go from that to 3 years is a good result. We will now try to have that reduced. Tramadol is a legal prescription drug in the UK but banned by Egyptian authorities. Laura Plummer from Hull is sentenced to 3 years in prison in Egypt for smuggling tramadol. We pay for your stories. Do you have a story for The Sun online news team? Email us at tips@thesun.co.uk or call 0207 782 4368. We pay for videos too. Click here to upload.